We're here to remember our friend Richard Mcadam, Erekose. Although he looked the part, he was anything but a regular guy. A fighter for justice, a voice for the voiceless. Anyone could see the passion beaming from his eyes. Today we give thanks to our friend Richard Mcadam, Erekose. Some gauge a success by how much you For those of us that knew Richard, we saw he lived that every day. Never afraid to go where he had not been. Always eager, always had something to say. We will miss our friend, Richard Mcadam, Erekose. Some people think you need to be a millionaire or a superstar. Richard showed us he could change the world by being just the way you are. He found a cause and decided to help. He became a bigger and better version of himself. We can follow his lead and live that way. Thank you, Richard Mcadam, Erekose. So if you find yourself thinking there's nothing you can do, go out and try to be a better version of you. With all the dedication, perseverance, and drive Richard displayed. Take that spirit into yourself in your own unique individual way. That's the best way to honor our friend Richard Mcadam, the eternal champion, Erekose. Godspeed, Richard. Erekose.
Unmute. Hi guys, how you doing? Let me get this straight. Here we go. There we go. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, very nice.
Sorry guys.
Nobody does it like Stacy.
That's right. Stacy really makes you feel it. Oh, thanks, Jazz, for the hugs. Anyway, happy birthday, Richard. You know, happy heavenly birthday for sure. Becca put out a really, really good video, and it really gives a really good message for our community. And Becca gave me permission to play it. So I'd really like to play it for you guys because it is very good. If you don't mind hanging on for a minute. Or do you got something to say? How you
No,
doing, Wink Wink? You're on my channel.
Yeah.
You're in charge. You're large
Yeah.
in charge.
Okay, I'm gonna share that then. Let me see. Video, share screen because it's somebody else's. I think it's this one. Yep. Okay, so here we go. I hope we can hear it. Can you guys hear that? Out in the
I
chat?
cannot. I cannot.
No. It's a bit
All right,
louder.
I gotta share I know what I gotta do. I gotta share the audio. So let me see. Share. Okay, stop screen. Okay, share. I gotta share screen. Share screen. Okay, yep, share audio. Here we go. All right, guys, I got it this time. All right, let me see. Where are we at? Okay, you can see it. Good. All right, I'm gonna put it on this screen. There we go. And here we go.
YouTube videos since roughly August, September of 2016 about that's it. My passion for this is going to pull me through, and it did. It has. I get a lot of messages from people because I've become pretty popular on YouTube, and I get a lot of messages from people asking me to look at things and that. It's also important to remember to take time for yourself, so I also do that as well. It's something that is a very big deal to me. I talk about it often, is don't just react. Dig into the documents, educate yourself, know what you're talking about. We don't want to be seen as name callers. We don't want to be seen as troublemakers. That's not what we're looking for. So that's what I would encourage everybody out there is, outraged as you may be, measure it. Criticize what you have a problem with, but do not make it personal or anything of that sort. Be understanding of each other. Be kind to each other.
There, that was good, huh? Oh, am I muted? No, I'm not muted. That was pretty good.
That was
I love
awesome.
it.
Thanks, Becca, for making that.
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
nice, Becca.
thank you, Becca. It was really good. I love his message. Be kind to one another. You know, that's really what Richard was all about. Everybody being a voice, no matter what. You know, you might not get along with them personally, but hey, let them have a voice because every voice matters in this case. The more the merrier. And, you know, he was really good at getting a message across. I mean, I remember when I first started watching him, I was like silent, didn't say nothing, wouldn't talk in the chat because I didn't even know about the stuff. I was so computer illiterate that I had no idea about any of it. So when I said hi to him and he said, "Hi, Linda," I was like, oh my God, I'm hooked. And ever since then, I mean, I used to make him laugh all the time. We'd have like staff meetings, you know, in the Discord when they first happened. And I would get going on something and we would just lose. It would be off to the left side. We would forget what we were talking about because I would just crack them up so much. So I was always the jokester, you know, of course.
I like that about you.
What?
We like that about you.
Yeah, right. I'm a little nuts though. Yeah, he would have been 45 today. Thank heaven he has a YouTube channel that has a ton of subscribers, and the link is in the description. And you guys, you know, if you want to know something and you don't remember it, you can always go back, you know, because I go back and watch him. You know, it was really hard at first, but now I really value what he did. I mean, I valued what he did before, but I really value what he does now because nobody did it like him. You know, he's got his own unique style.
He was the only YouTuber, because I'm an admin of the Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey discussion group on Facebook. And he's the only YouTuber that ever had permission. He's the only member of the group that was given permission to, like, you know how you have to ask for permission when you post? He was the only one who could bypass that just posting. We just let him post what he wanted. We knew and trusted his information, you know, his videos. He wasn't out there causing trouble or any dramas because we didn't like that stuff in the group. So he earned that trust, and he was the only one ever, still to this day. He still has it, really. I mean, he's still in the group, and I still see him in there as the only one who could post to bypass that permission. Yep. See, I knew Erekose before he was Erekose. I knew him when he was Richard Mcadam, and he was in all the Facebook groups, and we'd be in threads together, chatting up the case, and then I don't know, it was probably about 6 months into it or something that he started the YouTube.
Yeah, you can watch his first video and just see that he's just so raw, you know, but he's still matter of fact, right with the facts, you know, but he's raw. He's like, you know, his
and
little
it was just him with his little room divider behind him.
His little Chinese room divider. Yeah, exactly.
The paper one, yeah.
Yeah. And then Paul Cabaldi told him he needs to wear a tie. You should wear a tie and do this, you know. So he was all about the shirt and tie. And I remember one time he put the tie on and he had the shirt on, you know, and he stood up and there was his khaki shorts, because, you know, you only have to be seen from the chest up. You know what I'm saying? That was really funny. And the time he bent over and gave us all the moon, he didn't even know he was doing it. I mean, them are like really precious moments. And with Rally coming up, you know, it really makes me think about him a lot, because he's so encouraged people that were really had a lot of anxiety and didn't want to go. Like, I was one of them. I didn't want to go and meet people. You know, I was like, oh no, it's bad enough I'm talking to them, but they can't see me. So, you know, no judgment, you know what I mean? But he encouraged me and Allie and Denise. We all had so much anxiety going to that. And he shared with us that his mom had anxiety really bad, and that he wished somebody would talk about it like we did so freely, you know, so it would make people feel easier to do that. So, you know, he might have been a lot about case, but he did have a personal side that he showed very seldom. But when he did, you know, it was nice to know the inner Richard. And I got to meet that and see that at Rally. But he was still all about business. He had that camera in his hand all the time, and he was talking and walking around. We're all like, are you ever going to get off of that and just talk to us? He's like, yeah, as soon as I download this live and put on that one. So he's always about it, always about it.
Do you think that's because he had social anxiety too and felt more comfortable being behind the camera rather than in front of everyone talking?
He did.
I'm told that he was quite the shy person, really.
He was.
I went up to him and hugged him right away, and he was all nervous about it. And I thought it was
you're
me,
right,
but I
Jax.
think he was nervous.
You're right. He said that he made himself, when he went to Rally, it was like, okay, this is me putting myself up way out there. I mean, and he said it. He said, okay, I just either got to be, I can't hide behind this facade anymore. I'm going to put myself out there. And I know that it's going to be either good or bad. You know what I mean? People are either going to attack me or, you know, and I don't think too many people really attacked him. I think they really, I mean, you know, you get it from all sides, but especially, you know, the guilters, but really he was very respected. He built a community. I mean, I think he really built a community. I mean, not by himself, but he made everybody feel that they could be together. You know, let's get together. Let's, you know, when he built that Discord, it was amazing to see how many people joined that and how many researchers like yourself, yours, and you, Jax, and you, Jinx, you know, I mean, all the good researchers were in there. We even had a guilter in there. You know, we had Falcon, who was very respectful, and I don't know where he is now. Maybe he gave up and turned the cheek, you know.
No, I respected it about him that he let everybody talk, you know, with whatever opinion you had. It was welcome, as long as you keep it classy for Brendan Dassey, that you know.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest part of his influence, that he did that, you know, to make it that big, to be respectful towards each other, and it's okay to have a different opinion, and then if you're just a one-off opinion, and that goes, I think that goes nowhere in the end, but it's growing together, like discussing things that, once it's true, once it's not true, and you come to another point, and that's growing, and that's what he really encouraged other people to do as well. So, and that's what I really admired about him.
He was everybody's cheerleader,
Yeah.
And it's hard to be that in this community. I don't know how I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, obviously, but I mean, Richard he would just encourage, if you had an issue and you went to him with it, he'd be like, oh, chin up, or, just work through it. Just hang on there, it'll be okay. Or maybe you're making a little bit too much of it. I don't really think they meant it. I mean, he kind of set you straight. At least he did me, I mean, we fought like cats and dogs, I mean, like brother and sister. I think Jack called it once, but I really admired him, and I totally respected him. And I try to still carry on some of the stuff he taught me. Once in a while I can be a little lippy, but that's just me, and he knew that. So, but I do believe in everybody has a voice and everybody matters. And the more voices that are speaking out, the better it is. I mean, he does make you be a better version of yourself, like Stacy said. I mean, I don't know what else to say about him. It's just kind of redundant, but it's so much the truth. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, sure.
Well, he brought not only awareness to making a murderer, he started including the other cases as well into his world. Daniel's case and the Eagle Nation,
Scottish independence.
Scott Davis.
Yeah.
Scott, yep. So he was bringing other cases into the umbrella that he really had a lot of passion about, and it was an advocacy again for these wrongful conviction, and he was willing to stand up and try to keep stay on the high road, and that's not easy, as we all know. It's not easy because that's just the nature, I guess, of human interaction. You're always going to have those that agree and disagree. It's how you handle that disagreement is really what defines and separates. Where he would, I might get mad as hell at someone. Yours he might get mad, but he might not be as mad as I am, and he might be less vocal. Whereas, it all.
We also sometimes disagree, and then that's okay, That's okay.
That's right. It's okay. Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay if you believe something that I don't. It's okay with me.
Yeah. It doesn't mean I'm right or you're wrong or the other way around. It's just we believe something, and then we try to find the proof for it, even if we don't find it, maybe,
That's right. But we're willing to let it stay there until we do.
Yeah.
So, but he was always really good. We had that conversation earlier, Linda, on Discord. Way back before the first Mamathon license plate started hitting me up about coming on to the Mamathon. I'm like, no, man, I don't do that stuff. That's you guys. That's for you guys to do. I just watch. I'll comment and a lot. And you need to come on and talk about that spare tire cover. You've written about it. Richard wants you to come on and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude. And he kept working on me. And finally, I got on an audio chat with him on Discord, and we chatted for a while. And he said it'd just be just like talking right now. Just So
it was easy to talk to him.
It was, and then I talked to Richard some, and it would just. But he was, he was a different character. He was able to maintain that, and I'm sure that there were times he was seething but he would not. He just let it slide. He just let it slide off and kept that positive focus about him. It's hard to do.
Kept driving.
He kept driving by you, and you gotta admire that in the guy, because he had a lot of people come after him for, the things he was putting out there. And I don't
just
think
because he was growing, they were mad at him. They were haters because he was growing so big.
Yes.
Yes. They started teasing him about being a brand and this and that. And he's like, it's not about me. It's about the community.
That's right.
You know?
About the case. It's about
Yes.
Stephen and Brendan. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
That's all
what
he cared
did.
about. He
That's
didn't.
right.
I mean, to me, he never had that huge ego side of it.
He
I never
didn't.
got it.
I never seen it either. And, you know, and I was pretty close in the group, you know, I mean, I was part of his wrecking crew, you know, the ones that helped to start the Discord and whatever. I mean, you know, Denise and her son built that, and Allie and, you know, Denise all day long were with Richard getting that going. And then, you know, he took the main crew from there and then just sent out invites, and it just grew and grew and grew. And it grew so fast. And everybody's like, oh, it's all Erekose, this Eric, it's all he's being a brand. No, he was just building a community where we could all be together. We could set research. We could all, you know, twist each other's minds around, or, you know, throw ideas together. And
also, like we talked about, it wasn't a sports competition.
No, it wasn't. He's going to win something.
It was never about that. What are you going to win at the end of this? We're not going to get anything. Hopefully,
no. Hopefully, we get the guys freedom.
Right, right. That's for them.
Yeah.
I don't. If I could be, you know, odd dog number 1, or, you know, number 2 or number 3, and just leave my name out of it, I'd be fine. It'd be silly. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. But
now, I remember when I first started my YouTube, I said, well, I don't want to be on camera ever. You know, he goes, well, if you want to come on my channel, you got to be on camera, because you should be able to look people in the face and say what you feel and not feel bad about it, because you're not giving a bad message. Why would you, you know, want to hide? He goes, they look at people on camera and believe them better. And I'm not saying that against you people that don't want to be on camera, because I understand that part. But he says, if you're going to be on YouTube and have a channel, you need to be able to look the people in the face, because they really don't want to look at an icon. They really want to look at you and see your passion, or you're upset, or see whatever it is. You know, you just said they get more from seeing your face than they do seeing an icon. And with Erekose, you could see when he would get pissed off or really passionate about something. And I don't mean pissed off by people. I mean, like, what they were doing, you know, like Eagle Nation, he had it out for Hopper. He does not like that cop. And I don't blame him. I don't either. I mean, I think he should not have a badge, you know, and I mean, but when he got going about that, it was, you know, you could see it, you could feel it, you know what I mean?
From that standpoint, you know, that visual interaction, you know, between people, it's always better to have that, because you talk about typing, you lose something there. You can never type enough to impart like your voice inflection, you know, your eye, how your body language, you know, it never
verbal communication.
Even in this video, you know, even in this video thing, there's still something a little bit lost in there, but you know, you do get more. But again, it was, for me, this was never about my name being anywhere ever.
Right.
It wasn't.
That's
maybe someday I'll be on camera, but
you know that
maybe someday. I don't know.
But you know that, Jax, don't you? That it was a hard part to get researchers to come onto a channel, you know,
because it wasn't about that for them at all.
That's right. Was. But then you see the other side where it's we want to see who you are. We want to know who you are, why you do this. That was me. Okay. He said, Linda, yeah, that's what you do. Okay. And you do it good. And I did, and I still do. But we want to, I mean, people want to know who's behind that name, researching this and putting this out there. I mean, because you're a different type of person. You know what I'm saying? There's, if you can put categories, you know what I mean? A researcher is really in depth. And of course they don't want, you know, it's not about fame and anything. You want to know the truth. You're just, something's bothering you. You got to find it. You're a person that why is the biggest word in the world. You know what I mean? So I always wanted to know that. And he told me, good luck, Linda. If you can get those researchers on there to talk about themselves, then you have done something I can't do very well, because he never could get them on there. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he got Mamathon and they started coming, you know what I mean? And he's like, it's hard to get a researcher on. And it is, because it isn't about you. It's about the case. And I get that. I really do get that. Like Jinx, I remember trying to get Jinx. Oh Lord. Well, I know Erekose got it first. And then I got her second for like 6 hours. And I was like, man, see, you can just go anywhere with this. You can start talking about this Rav and then go on to the key or whatever. You can just break it apart. More minds thinking together, talking together, you know?
See, I'm not like Erekose. I don't let things roll off my back as easy as he does. I don't know how he did it all the time. It's always was always like, just let it roll off your back, just ignore it. And I have a harder time doing that. So he's like doing the Mamathon, and then I'm getting poked and prodded by all these people. Yeah, you got to go on it. You got to go on it. And you're like a nervous breakdown like 3 days before because it's all like all that anxiety.
Yeah.
And then I did. I went on it anyway, and I was on with Andy Newton from Twitter. I did. I went on there, and then Linda's like, "Now you got to go on my show." I'm like,
Yeah.
No, that's the only show I'm ever going to be on is that one Mamathon. Look at me now.
Guess not. Guess not.
I guess in that respect, I was mistaken.
I know he was really proud of me, and thank you too, Jinxie, for getting Banana Man. Okay, because he said, I have tried ever since I've been here to try to get him, and I'm really sorry you didn't get to see that. I really am, but you know, it was for him. You know what I mean? I got a lot of people on
He probably was the real reason that he came on the show was for Erekose.
I think so. You know, but he did say yes before that, though. Look, I can't be persistent in
I told him that they were supposed to debate, and then they never did. Really, did you? For presidency.
Yeah, that's right. And Denise wanted me. Yeah, you betcha. She had me presidency kid. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget when Erekose was in one of our chats, and he says, "Yeah, Linda for president. You betcha. You'll never ever wonder what she's thinking." No, I guess you will never have to guess for sure. I'm very much like a fangirl of researchers, and I support from an audience side.
Shortly after Erekose died was the first time I ever did a camera thing, like where I got on with, I think I was on with Ripper.
Yeah.
And I was on camera, and that's when they were setting up my Dateline thing. And then I went on a real camera.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And I can say I know you then.
A little bit, you know.
Yeah, I think it's
because he was always about going on camera too, and I was just like, nah, that's not me. No. Yeah. See, like I'm not on it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard's passing inspired me as well to go on and do this because you know, I was like, why am I not doing this? I know he asked me once to come and talk about barrels, but I was like shitting bricks because I was like, what am I going to talk about? You know, this is such a complicated subject, and we you know, chatting away and all that. But this is, you need to like Dr. Silkman does these presentations, you know, then you get this all figured out and you don't forget something. So I'm going to sit there and chat away about, probably going to forget everything.
And I'm a I don't like, unless it's like somebody like Edward Johnston, then I research who he is, you know, so I can not feel like stupid talking to somebody. I know what I'm talking about, you know. Yeah, but other than that, I just fly by night it, you know. And Richard said he could tell the difference when I would have notes about a person or when I would just be like this, you know, talking about it. Yeah, he said I did much better. And I was less nervous when I just let it flow. So that's what I did. I just decided that's how I'm going to do it, because I do get too nervous. Like if I'm going to miss something or whatever, you know, and if it's a little more casual, it's easier for the other person. And I remember asking you when you were in Discord and you're like, no, I'm on this side. I'm never going to go to that side. And I was like, well, thanks anyway, you know. I wasn't persistent back then.
What side was that?
Oh, no see, just the, you know, the posts, the big long posts, spreadsheets, whatever, you know, you two in your spreadsheets, you know, king and queen. I have the king and queen of spreadsheets right here. and I got king right here. Oh, no, this way. This one here is Mr. Wiki guy. He does the Wikipedia thing. You know, that takes some brains. I swear, you guys are all very, very intelligent, you know. And Richard didn't think, anybody, if they're just joining the case and they had questions that, like, that we've all been through, you know what I mean? He didn't mind at all answering them. It never, ever changed for him. He never got tired of talking about it. I used to say, gosh, it gets repetitive. And he goes, there's always new people. You were new too. There's always going to be new people. We got to consider the new people that are coming in all the time.
And right.
Well, we become educators of others.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
When you teach a class, you teach 6th grade math. Every year, it's 6th grade math, repetitive, and it's kind of the same in this situation.
He never got tired of it. He's always thinking of ways that we could do something. Always trying to plan something, to do something. You know what I mean? His mind was constantly geared up for the case. I mean, even coincidental things he'd see on the street, he'd say, hey, I got an idea about this. You know what I mean? And I'm like, where does this come from? I
mean, another really good thing about this video, audio interaction with YouTube and whatever the case may be, you can reach a lot of people in a really, really short amount of time with new information. And now I look at Mr. Yours down there, and his efforts along with Rookie and Seeking and Jinx and so many others, the Foa Warriors out there presenting this information. They I mean, God, I don't even want to think about the dog fights. I've been in a few, but I've been in a few scrapes with them, but nothing like what these folks have to get this information. That we never saw and probably might not have ever seen without these efforts. So getting that information out on video, in the YouTube format where people can look at it and understand it and let them decide, hey, this looks really screwed up here. What is that? It may prompt them to look somewhere else.
I think it does.
And hopefully not too many rabbit holes along the way. We hit those rabbit holes. I get it,
Yeah, well, some get cleared up as well. But if you get new information, you can just say, okay, that's done. We know that. That's what we do it for. I think.
Yeah.
To not get stuck in the same rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Well,
you've been down them.
Yeah, a lot of them we've been down many times. But
yeah.
The Wayne Edwards one is one of the ones that drives me the most nuts. That's the one. Like, I don't mind answering everybody's questions, directing people to where information
just tell them
is, whatever.
He was
but when
missing
they talk
fingers.
about that Wayne Edwards, I just want to like bang my
What
head
is
on
it
the
that
desk.
drives you crazy? When I first heard that, I thought, boy, this is a real possibility.
Well, when I first heard it, I was like, interesting. And you can't really tell a guy. You can't really see the guy in the
He's not missing fingers. Okay.
That's the deal.
In the Making a Murder video, you can't really see what it is.
No.
And then I went to look at that guy's theories, and it was like, he's the killer of the Black Dahlia. He's the Zodiac killer. He's the killer of Lacey Peterson. He's the killer of this. He's the killer of that. He's the killer of Teresa. He's like a killer since the when was Dahlia? I think that was 19.
Before he was even born.
No, it was like he was like 13 years old or something, supposedly, when he was killing the Dahlia with surgical precision in the middle of the night. Like, he grew up in Ohio. He all of a sudden is in, California at 13, murdering this woman.
You got to say that the conspiracy.
Then I had to question the guy, and then I was just like, and then there was information that came out that he wasn't even in the area during that time. So
Allie killed me on that. She said, Linda, Wayne Edwards was missing fingers on his left hand. Look at the guy in the video. He does not missing those fingers. And I said, okay, dropped it. That was the end of that one for me, because that's a physical thing that you can see that it is not that guy. And it is true. Wayne Edwards was missing fingers on his left hand, and in where he's standing behind Kratz, you can see his left hand, and it's not missing. You can also see his left hand on his knee when he's sitting in the cart room.
He would have been quite elderly at that point too, and pretty rough.
Yeah. So the guy in the courtroom, we can all just say he is a local who wanted to see the case, and he just went to the trials.
Yeah,
not Edward.
No.
Right. But and So I don't hear about that too much anymore, but I mean, that new Scott guy, he's talking about it, but he's starting from the start of the, from the case. So he needs to put that out. He's got a lot of subscribers. And
have you heard anything back from him? I gave him.
He asked for my Twitter name and I gave it to him. So maybe, I don't know. I just think it's great that he's talking about it, and he is taking it from, each episode, and he's discussing it, and he's discussing some of the theories that come up along with those episodes. So I think he's doing a really good job. And he's got a big subscriber, group or, fan base. So it's more voices, as Richard would say, more voices. And it's great, and you got to start somewhere. So why not start at the beginning, right? And he don't know the case.
I know his background is, it originated in
totally different.
If he can bring some of those people into that, I agree. I'm not saying not everybody that follows him would necessarily, want to get involved in the case, but exactly. That's
right.
Right.
More voices. And there are a lot of new people, because I'm seeing a lot of like the old, rabbit holes we've been down, and I'm like, I get frustrated because I'm like, oh God, I've been over this. But then I think, new person. Linda, you were new too, Linda.
Yeah,
you didn't know shit. Okay, so now let's talk about it. Okay, so because you didn't know diddly about it, and you had to start somewhere too. So think about it that way. So I think Richard pops in my head. Newbies, you got it. You got to be able to. The newbies, you gotta, hey, Nosy Ren, jump on, come on and discuss. Yeah, I put the link out if anybody feels like jumping in. We're just talking about Richard. I only seen Richard get mad and make video when it was like so bad. Like right after Ma'am, there was all this weird transparent and they were not getting their money and this and that. And he went on and he showed all that stuff. So that was really good, And the other time he was really mad about somebody attacking, and he just was like, I just can't handle this. I got to do it. And he did. And there's 2 rage videos in all them years, 2 rage videos. Man, that's great. That's fantastic. I mean, I think I could put out a rage video every day.
Me too.
Like I told you, I saw him get mad twice. I won't say about who or what, but
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter.
It does. I know, but I think most of us here would know exactly.
I got mad about the same thing with over a year because it just kept going. Does that count just as one thing, or does that count?
Yeah, that's just one big,
over and over again.
That's just one big mad dark rabbit hole. Okay?
That's one big mad. You can't count it as more than that.
Whatever.
Okay, Nosy, I put the link out there. Come on and talk. Everybody wants to hear what Nosy has to say. You got your Jinx thinks up here. Come on. Anybody, you're all welcome.
I think Richard was a good person. I didn't really know him that well. But
right.
I keep thinking about how he reached out to me like right before he passed, like 3 days before he passed. I had put some stuff on Facebook and he was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And
checking in on you.
Yeah, checking in, making
sure yours is in here.
Yeah, yours is in here.
Come on.
I know who she needs to be in here, really, to get in here.
Oh yeah, but
I'm retired from YouTube. Bullshit. Get your little nosy butt up in here. Okay, Jinx, your turn. I can't even work on her.
Talking about voices for YouTube, we see that banner going up.
It's not my husband.
Right here.
Yep.
You see that?
See the banner? Yep.
See the banner there? I just want a big shout out to Mark Hoddenot, because this is the abbreviation is the Richard Mcadam Advocacy Foundation. Yeah, there it is.
Yes.
So that's basically a foundation for new people to come on, the new voices, right?
Right.
So
if you don't have a YouTube channel and you're thinking about doing it, give them a shout out. It's an easy application. They got mentors that will help you. They want to, Yep. They want to, scholarship to get you the equipment that you need. And it's all in Richard's name because he wanted the voices.
That's the legacy. And just go to the website and just find out what it is. So
check it out for sure.
Yep.
If you have any questions, I'm sure you could get a hold of Mark Hodnott and he would be happy to answer you. And he can find him on the family page, right? Isn't that where he's at? Jinx?
I'm sorry, I was writing Disco Pervert.
Mark Hodnott is on the family page.
He is on. I'm pretty sure he's in a lot of the groups. He's probably on the family. The Stephen Avery Dassey. What is that project or whatever that is?
Right.
There's the official family group. He's in this. He is an admin of the Stephen Avery discussion group with us and a couple of us. I'm sure he's in some of Sandy's groups. I think there's one that is Stephen Avery is Innocent. You can reach him pretty much anywhere.
Right. Or reach him on the foundation here too, so yeah, definitely. And then make sure you check out Stacy too, who made that song for Erekose, which is very touching. I mean, it really says love.
Man can sing his ass off.
Yes, it can. He's a lyrical genius. I asked him to be here today, but unfortunately he had to work. So I think that's just his way of saying, no, not today, Linda. No, no, he really had to work. I know he would be here if he could, So
I really appreciate, not only the singing part, but the musician. I have such respect for good musicians, as you all know.
Yes, we do.
Part of my life. Every day I must listen to music, at least for a little while.
Yeah.
Maybe that's weird to some people, but it's just been part of me for so long that I just even some days I don't turn on a TV for late.
Yeah. You always got music playing though. And music will set you in places that you ain't been in years. You hear an old song and you're like, it just brings you right back to that memory. And that's one good thing about music. And with Stacy, he just brings you right to the case. I mean,
it sure does.
His songs are like so meticulous about the case, like Dear Andy, and he gets all that Andy did in one song, in
They're
3
great.
minutes.
They're great.
3 minutes, I mean, like look at Jinx is famous, Nosey's famous, Ripper's famous. They're in one of his songs. You know what I'm saying? So the way he comes up with it.
I was just going to say, Linda, that one that he wrote when Jinx and Nosey and the Carol Baskins.
Yep.
Don't you make me call Carol Baskins here and here now.
Yeah, well, I had a discussion with them, and that's where me and Allie and him and I think it was Denise and somebody else was in on the Discord, and we were talking, and I just kept saying, no matter what anybody does, every little teeny bit matters. It all matters. And that's where he came up with It Matters. And that happens to be like one of my favorite songs because it really does matter. Every bit of it. Jinxie's just having, you know what, Nosy Ran, you just get your little butt up in here, okay? You don't have to be shy from the Dateline or Wink Wink or Jax.
She's retired from YouTube, though.
Yeah, my
Please.
Exactly.
She's such a fibber. What a fibber.
Come on, Nosy. You make my show if you come up here. People will be like, I got to go see what Nosy said.
You're going to have to flex one of them pipes there, dude. I don't know what else to do.
Wink at her. Wink, wink.
You don't want to know what I have to say about that.
Okay. I thought Stacy was a pro since the first time I heard him. Great performer in person. Yes, he is. And he's a really shy guy. He's like such a simple person, but he's extremely knowledgeable about this case. I mean, he really knows this case, and you wouldn't think he did, but you can't write a song like that if you don't know the case. I mean, some of the things he puts in there. All right, Nosy Ren, you're spamming me with the ha-has. Come up here and laugh.
We want to hear your
Make us laugh. Huh?
We want to hear her grunt.
Yeah.
She did say she's very glad Richard spent his last YouTube night and chat on Ripper's Live with us. It was such a fun night, lots of laughs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't even. I still sometimes don't believe he's gone. You know.
He
It's
was
hard for me
working.
to-
He was working the Don Lewis case at that time,
He was working that
which
Daniel
was missing
Holtzclaw,
persons.
and
He wasn't
you
just
know,
about wrongful convictions. He
no,
was about the wronged, or
the
you know what I
wronged
mean? Yeah,
injustice,
all of them.
total injustice. He was about it exactly. But anyway,
I remember his very last video as well. The very
yeah,
last one where he let Jerome say that little card. You remember
yeah.
that one? That's just that.
If you haven't already, hit the subscribe.
I was like, oh,
See ya, folks.
that's what he's all about, you know, giving that stage to someone else. I was like, oh, this is really what he is about,
Yeah,
you know. And that he did that in his very last one. That just got me, like,
yeah.
that's in there.
I mean, he got, let's just face it, he got a lot of people. Some people might be real happy to see some of them, and some might not be happy. Like, I'm one of them, so I don't know. But he got Sharon Sunshine out there doing, look what she's doing for Jody and Luke case. And she's got a whole new, you know, and she runs it just like through the, you know, same principles as Erekose was, you know. I mean, be kind and just give out the information, and everybody needs to have a voice. And she's put out people on YouTube that probably never thought ever about doing that. You know what I mean? So that's great. I mean, if you can do that and have, that's a legacy. That is something you're passing down, whether you're here or not, you're still doing it. And that's really something to me. I mean, he made a big impact. And the community is lacking him, but we are getting some really big voices out there too, like yours, and Jax. I mean, look at Jax. He was just, you know, he was in Reddit, and that was about it. You know, now he's running an open mic, and you know, he's, you know, I mean that, and I think it's fantastic. I mean, because you really need somebody who knows about the case to be doing these things. You know, and it's great to see professionals, whether they're professional in the professional standpoint or professional to me, which is they know what they're doing. They're all about it. They're not about fake news or fake things. You know, they try to find out what's the truth and what's a rabbit hole, you know, and I thank you guys for it. You know, you saved me a lot of time. Like I said about last year, I quit researching myself. And I said, I'm going to let the professionals do that stuff, and I'll just talk to them.
You know, the truth is the open mic concept really originated with you.
I got
and
good ideas.
When it grew from that, you know, and
yeah.
the whole concept of being able to, I mean, I'm glad to, somebody gives me the material, if I'm the one streaming it, or Zoe or whoever, it doesn't matter to me, but, you know, give me the material, you take the mic, I'll put up the slides as you want to go through it. You talk all you want. You talk all you want. And, you know, as long as everybody can, again, keep it civil, keep it classy.
Yeah.
And, hey, it's a great format, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Erekose used to say, keep it classy like Brendan Dassey.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that. And his favorite word was disingenuous.
And what was his, well, and Linda, what was his other favorite thing? Ask me
the control question.
Ask me the control question.
Thank you.
Yes, ask me. You know what? And for like a year, I did not understand that.
I drove that. Oh, I did. I understood immediately. Because
I didn't.
Fassbender did.
Dumb, you know, but I didn't get it. And then I didn't know what the control question was at the time, though. And then so he did a live, and he said, everybody knows that this is my thing. And Paul keeps giving me a hard time about asking me the control question. But the control question means this. And he said it. Hey, look at that face, nosy man.
Nosy.
Oh, shit. Now it's going to start.
Beautiful as always.
That has got to be the cutest you I've ever seen.
Look at there.
I'll say the big lips.
Hi, you guys.
Hi.
Nice daddy.
Hey, Nosy.
Y'all peer pressure, I swear.
That's what it's about, peer pressuring everyone to make a difference, you know?
That's when yours like that pipe there. That's what did it.
I'm sitting on my patio and I'm like laughing and all this is going on. And my boyfriend walks outside. He was like, "What?" I'm like, "Nothing. Going outside in the front yard. Bye."
Which is not the husband she was looking for, right?
No, not. I mean, he can be my husband. I'm just saying.
She got a lot of internet husbands, let me tell you.
Oh man, me and Jinxie had the funniest conversation the other night. Oh my god, it was so great.
I don't remember.
What was it about? Are you going to share it?
No, we're not going to share it. Oh my god.
darn it.
Conversation. I plead the
But were
fifth.
you talking about queso? You wanted to know what queso meant?
Oh yeah, when it first came in the community, it was really funny because I just saw the word queso everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck is queso?
You thinking it was food?
Or it's casso, however y'all say it, but I don't remember who I asked. I think it was probably Jinx. It was probably Jinx or Lulu or someone like that I wouldn't have felt like a dumbass. But yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, someone was asking about that too the other day in the live.
Yeah.
No, it was TTM Fangirl. She wanted to know what, who wrote it and why they wrote it, what it was for, what
did it mean?
Right. What does it mean? And that is not, I think that's a great question. I really
It is a great question.
A lot of people did not know. Like, I did not know that it was a combination of all them reports and stuff put together. I thought it was just another investigative team that was making their own notes about it. You know what I mean? That's what I thought until last week. So see, and I've been here a long time. I thought I knew everything.
Oh wow.
Don't laugh at
I didn't
me.
care. I didn't care for the way they did it at all.
I'll give you that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I'm good for a laugh. But anyway, so yeah, today is his birthday. Up in heaven, 45. He's a pretty young guy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he was very young.
Yeah, 45 is
very
young.
shocking to, I'm sure his family, but the whole community was pretty shocked when that happened.
Oh yeah.
Back in August.
I think everyone had just come down. I mean, not really come down, but like, finished.
I wasn't over Denise yet.
Grieving for Denise, yeah.
I still wasn't over it.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And then it. And I'm still not. And her anniversary of her death is coming up the 1st to 3rd of June.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Will you do one of these for her as well on that day?
Probably. She was my best friend, So
I didn't get to really know Denise a lot, other than like I met her at Rally. I didn't know who she was until Rally.
Oh, she was a hell of a person.
I don't think she was on Twitter, and I don't think she was really active at the time.
No.
Of the Wrecking Crew when I joined. So
right.
I met her at Rally, and then we did a couple lives together, and she had a great sense of humor.
She did. She would crack me up. I'm going to be releasing something on her anniversary that me and her it was a project we were working on and it never got off. We just one day decided to do this and we made one clip of it. We were going to do a podcast called The Loud Librarians. And yeah, well, of course, it's an unedited audio of us and it probably won't make a lot of sense to some people and it gets just cut off at the end, but it was a lot of fun making it. And the project just never got off the ground, because she passed away and she started that other case. But I figured I'm going to put it out on her anniversary because some people got to laugh like we did. We peed our pants laughing at that one.
I thought about her today because the news just broke about Lori Vallow. She's not fit to stand trial. She's not going to stand trial. I can't believe it.
Wait, they think she's a
whoa! What? Roll back. Yeah. She's not fit.
She's
to
not
stand trial.
Fit to stand trial.
Why'd she turn into a zombie?
Like all of a sudden, she's not mentally fit to stand trial. But
really? Because she got busted.
Still is.
Wow.
What is she? I mean, like, listen to some of the stuff that she was doing, and
I know.
Even before her kids were killed, she was like, her husband, she was telling, is a different person, and if she really believes that stuff, she is really nutty.
What are they going to do then? Put her in a mental institution? What are they going to do?
They're going to give her probably psychological Like,
yeah, well, they
therapy
did all the
for a while?
psychological stuff, and from I was watching it on Court TV, Vinny Politan and all them. But they were reading the reports and said that the evaluation was done back in March. So there's been like evaluations going on,
Right.
and I guess the conclusion.
She's a
is
good
not
faker.
that.
She's not
Yeah.
nothing wrong with her mind.
She's a good actress.
That woman knew what she was doing. She's sick in her head. She's probably stuck in one of them those transfer things. What are they?
But do you think
Teleporters.
that guy was kind of like in a cultish type
Yeah.
of thing?
Oh, I think
was
it was
David
total.
Koresh, but
brainwashed
not
at all?
that extreme.
Well, when he got his charges read to him, he was like this, eyes closed through the whole thing.
Like, what was he hoping God was going to poof him out
he
of
was
there or
hoping that
what?
if he closed his eyes, those charges were going to go away or something, you know. And then you find out that his lawyer that he paid for, he can't afford anymore because his money's gone. Oop, money gone. Because must have found something out about his wife that he killed too.
They're being indicted on all three of them, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's three of them,
Yeah, so they must have found something. So that means the insurance money that he got on his wife is not there no more. So he's broke.
Yeah.
So now his lawyer's going to take him on anyway as a public defender. Same with Lori's, whatever you want to call him.
And that's because it's such a high-profile case that they know they'll.
Right. Well, they said it would take forever to get new lawyers in there from public defender to catch up on the case. It would just set it back. And they apparently want to get it done. I mean, it's been a long time anyway. So, but I'm very glad to hear that they got a grand jury to charge them with first-degree murder and a whole bunch of other things. I don't remember.
I was reading something today and also saw in the Chris Watts case. This is kind of weird. I never paid attention to it, never noticed it or anything, but Shanann was pregnant with that baby and his name was Nico Lee, right? And the mistress name is Nicole Lee. And some people theorize that was Shanann's way of letting her know that she knew about the affair.
She couldn't have known because they didn't get together until she was on vacay.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the case, but I just thought it was.
Let me tell you, that case is he's a sick monster.
He has
did it by
the
himself.
same name as his mistress. That's weird.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, in my eyes, he's sick. He did it by himself.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to blame it on his wife, and then that didn't work. So then he confessed so he wouldn't get the death penalty. He made a plea deal. And now people just cannot believe that Chris Watts did that by himself. His girlfriend had to help him. You know, when the girlfriend went and was completely, hey, here's my phone. I don't want no part of this. I did not know, blah, 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 blah. And she stays out of the media. She doesn't want nothing to do with the media, but she's very cooperative with the police. So that
Didn't she change her name?
No. That's all rumored bullshit.
Oh, I heard she went and legally changed her name. There's some news articles about that.
No, it's still Nicole Kidman or whatever her name is.
Kessinger.
She's still Kessinger, whatever. So she just doesn't want nothing to do with the media, and I think that's why people think that she's guilty of something. Why does that make her guilty? What she's guilty of is having an affair with a married man, but he lied to her too. So,
I just thought that was a weird coincidence with that name.
Yeah. But there are coincidences. People just don't believe in them, but there really are.
Yeah,
maybe,
I think so.
So maybe it sounded good together, Nico Lee. I don't know.
I'll agree with you to some degree on that, Linda, but there are coincidences in the Halbach investigation that
those coincidences. Them are straight up done purposely.
Those were on purpose. They're not really coincidences.
If you get more than one coincidence, okay, because I can believe in one, not 10. Not, no, I don't think them are coincidences. I think them are straight up setups, planting of the highest of courts, Hey, Nosy, they're all saying hi to you, Nosy.
Are they? Hold on, let me go to my thingamajig. And
they just love your picture.
Hi.
I was gonna say, Nosy, as your main internet husband saw your new, I bet he has seen your new photo. I bet he's like, whoa.
Oh, which main internet husband?
I'm not
which
saying
one's the main one?
Jinx knows who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about. I know. I'm in on
Y'all,
that secret.
stop making me blush on the internet.
We
What
can't
is
see
wrong
it.
with y'all? And no, I didn't post it on. Well, I posted on Facebook, but not real
You need to
life.
get that on. You need to get that on Twitter.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
okay.
Not
She gotta
What? How did you get that face?
play pretend that she's not really nosy. That's why
How did you
she's
do
called
that?
not nosy. That's
Yeah.
the Snapchat.
I'm trying to look like you. You look like you.
Plus, I'm in Stacy's song, so there, everyone can see my face.
You
And
made it.
It's a simple Google search from my old profile, like my very first one when I was battling with Lynn Hartman. There's a whole bunch.
I just can't get over the lips.
Wait, that's not
Oh,
you on that one
God.
picture right there? I swear to God, that's what you look like when I met them.
Well, I'm looking at it as close as I can and go. I'm making yours laugh.
It says yours has gone very red. That's our goal.
But I haven't even sexually harassed him.
Not today, anyway.
And we haven't even talked about you working out your muscles.
No, one muscle was earlier, wasn't it?
No. He was jogging.
Keep it classy.
He was jogging. He was jogging.
That was my fault. That was my
Yeah,
fault entirely.
Jax is the Johnson starter.
That was my fault. I apologize.
Okay, I'm not gonna go there.
I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad about it, but
I'm reeling myself back. I'm reeling myself back. I'm reeling back. Okay.
Okay,
I'll
Linda's
back to
reeling.
myself.
Linda's reeling us in. Okay.
I'm reeling it.
That
when we
is
start
funny.
going off to the deep end, it does not. That never happens on my channel. Why are you allowing that to happen?
Because y'all told me to join the chat, and here we are.
No, it happens on my channel all the time. That's just the thing.
We just go with by the fly.
Yeah, we go with the flow.
I did see an article. I can't remember who posted it, Nosy, but it was an article about Carol Baskins and that place that had that Jaguar baby.
Yeah. Yep.
And all the.
What's that now?
I'll let Nosy tell it.
It's called Big Cat Rescue, and it's not even here. And
it's in England.
They just had a rare solid black cat or whatever, and fucking Carol's throwing this fit about it and all this and that. But it's so dumb. She bred up until 2001, so she's fucking ridiculous.
She's a hypocrite.
Big time. She just wants the control. She just got.
This is what it is. She found it was so hard to breed these animals so that she could fill her little zoo that she decided to go after everyone else to take their animals. Now she don't have to breed them. She'll just she get most of the animals that she takes on these people, and then voila, she's a proud owner of a new lion, tiger, bear. It's like, yeah. So she don't have to breed them.
So she takes them in, and then all of her supporters pay for them. And then when she's collected the amount of money she wants, they quote unquote die from natural or like illnesses, like organ failure.
From being in capture, usually, right? Like, oh well, he couldn't eat anymore because of his teeth were pulled, or blah 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 blah. And then that caused this and that, and then that's why they died, because of their owners. She's basically blaming their owners where they were.
Baskins is diabolical. Yeah.
And what's even more weird is she talks about how they're going extinct and all this, but she declaws them and neuters them. Right. A wild fucking tiger.
Then shouldn't you be breeding them so there's more of them in the world?
That's what every normal person thinks who is trying to create.
But you're not supposed to breed them in captivity.
So then shouldn't you be trying to, somehow find a way to breed them in their natural habitat so that they can...
If you left them alone, they would.
Why aren't they looking for research into that?
I think if you left them alone, they would.
And that's why they want laws and stuff against people being able to own them. Like you can't go out and capture a wild tiger and keep it like just 2 weeks ago, right? Carol,
the one that was loose.
Carol took in a couple of bobcat kittens, right? They were out in the wild. I guess their mother magically, disappeared or got hit by a car or something like that. But why wouldn't you just leave them in the wild and take care of them in the wild versus now she brought them to her rescue and they can never go back to the wild?
Well, I'm sorry,
No,
but God
I think
makes a perfect
bobcats
tree
can
until a
be
human
released.
touches it. So, wildlife has a way of figuring itself out too. You don't know if another wild cat would have came up and took care of it or not. You're not supposed to mess with nature. Mother Nature gets a little mad, and God said, "Hey, I make perfect trees until a man touches it," and it's the truth. So I think if you just left the animals alone in the wild, they'd do their
Well,
thing.
yeah, but
Leave
when
them
they're
alone. If you didn't
babies
have
like
hunters
that, when they're
hunting
babies
them,
like that,
they
and they're
wouldn't
not
be
eating
extinct.
regular food, they can't be left without being taken care of.
Well, how did you? I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's been in the wild cats, mothers die and they either die or make it.
Yeah.
That's a call of nature. You
Yeah, and that
shouldn't
was
mess with
another
it.
question of mine. Like, what's the difference in just leaving the cat out in the wild and maybe it dies versus you
Or maybe it
bringing
lives.
into captivity and keeping it captive and it's just going to die in captivity anyway?
That's right, and that's
I
sad.
think you're mistaken on the bobcat, though. I think some of the reasons they were having problems with the rabbits and stuff, you remember all of that stuff where they were feeding the rabbits.
And that again is nature.
But
They
it's
eat
not
it.
to extend tame rabbits because that's not how it is in the wild where a bunny walks up to a bobcat and then get its head bitten off. That's
Well,
not.
no, but I'm sure a bobcat has walked up to somebody's cage on a farm and decided that that's their food, and it could have been their pet. You mix man with nature, you're bound to collide. And if the guys weren't killing them, oh my God, what a picture you put on there, yours.
I was just freaked out too for a second.
Stop me dead. Stop me dead.
Oh,
No,
did he
Lord.
get tired of being adorable?
Oh, jeez.
You're wrong for that one. You're wrong for that.
I think yours really is the one that reeled it in.
Now,
you know
Yeah.
what? Oh yeah, he did. All the way back inside.
Shut me the hell right up. That's not easy to do.
Oh my God. Okay, now
oh, I can't even look at it. I got to put my hand over the picture.
You're a bad boy, yours. You're a bad boy, yours.
Yours. You made me shut up.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I wanted to shock the Ripper.
Anyway, I got to get to work. I mean, and I did say this is just going to be a short hour, and it's already been over that. But I do appreciate you guys coming on here and remembering Erekose, and all that. He was a wonderful person. He is dearly missed. Please check out the foundation.
Yep. R.I.P. Richard. Fly
Yeah.
high. That's great.
Happy birthday.
Send us some signs of who did it, please.
Yes. If y'all could do that, that would be wonderful. By
Yep.
y'all, human.
There we go.
There she is.
Just like that.
Just
Started
like that.
doing it because it's telling me, get off the internet, lady. So thanks everybody for being here. Everybody keep Erekose in your heart and remember his message. Be kind, be classy for Brendan Dassey, and be a voice. Okay? Thanks, guys.
Bye.
And if you haven't already,
hit subscribe.
Do so.
Hit the subscribe. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, you guys, for being here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, everybody.